We are somewhere in the new world. The end came and went with a blink. This is our life. This is our documentary. Some say long ago there were wise individuals, but if they were around, they certainly have passed. Over here is the cesspool. Over here is your only means of survival. This TV is no longer functioning as it should. In 2043, one would have thought things would look vastly different, but because you see this, you see that by 2095 the world was static and paralyzed in a urban logic. Old habits die hard. Laws were made so that you would agree with the First Amendment. It was free to say not that much. It was free to be heard, but not much would occur. By 2067, a president named Ogler Hass had created this street block that you see 1,000 times. Ogler was a shrewd politician because he knew that if forces and philosophical paradigms were to ever shift, they would shift for survival and sex. As well, religions would perforce to accept these as their bastions. Uglar Hass was in the third order of gentlemen. He had studied with scholars and marketers, and though he passed a law which gave this street block its residual existence, he was only one politician among many. We document this case here because in the psychological foundations, cultural strata, and societal causation, there is only a street block over and over, like where you are with your family. 2030 was a year of cataclysmic undulation. It was a moment of insight that was lost to the collective zeitgeist of the new government. While all the globe decided to unite under principles bloodless and secular, there was an absence of familiarity. While families stayed and went, they ultimately were disparate in the corner of their own eyes. Houses divided on political unrest. A daughter against father, mother against son. The new government declared that household unrest was the root cause underlying all problems. And so teachers, psychologists, and psychiatrists formed a committee in which they gathered statistical data on every family. And with this data, they sent it to Hollywood, marketers, advertising agencies, artists, and mass mediums in accordance with principles on unification of the family. What in turn happened was a fragmenting of families, a backfire, as it were. Children left home at 13 and joined the new government, until there was a government of nothing but adolescents, hipsters, scholastic minded activists, while the parents were urged to welfare. From then on, the new government could be mind mapped into its forever youth seeking idealists and its pragmatic capitalists. These two categories drove the market to an equilibrium so that the government was in order. Sad reality was that funeral homes disappeared, graveyards disappeared. 79% of all animals and vegetation had either gone extinct or they were gardened. The air had finally tapped out and killed its fair share.